It's nice to be out, traveling and exploring again while I do work. I sort of missed it. Everything was so intense there for a while, starting with finding the Cavern of the Incarnate, then rescuing Shani. The diversion to Mournhold was nice, but when we got back helping Julan again with his life's problems that he really had no control over, and the aftermath of it all. I do like using transportation spells and walking around and visiting areas of Vvardenfell I have not been to before. I suppose exploring is something I like to do. The only real place left for me to explore is the Molag Amur region of Vvardenfell, the area to the southeast. There are 2 settlements there, Molag Mar and Tel Brunora, that I have not seen yet. Though I do have a job for the Thieves Guild to steal a mage's staff in Tel Brunora. I will get to it soon, probably when I work on the Imperial Cult quests. It makes me happy to seek these places out. So much to do and see out there on my home island. Magnus is above me, warming me up. It's almost noon, midday. And it's a good view from here. Nice huge Imperial ship. I guess that's what they used to go in the inner sea. Okay, so I have this book. The Horror of Castle Xyr. A Horror of Castle Xyr, a one-act play by Bailath Cool. Dramatis Personae. Clavides, captain of the Imperial Guard, Cyrodiilic. Inara, a dumb mermaid. Olis, a lieutenant of the Imperial Guard, Argonian. Zalassa, a young Argonian mage. Late evening, the play opens in the interior great entrance hall of a castle in Scath Anud, replete with fine furnishings and tapestries. Torches provide the only illumination. In the center of the foyer is a great iron door, the main entrance to the castle. The staircase up to the landing above is next to this door. On stage left is the door to the library, which is currently closed. On stage right is a huge suit of armor, 20 feet tall, nearly touching the ceiling of the room. Though no one can be seen, there is the sound of a woman singing coming from the library door. A loud thumping knock on the iron front door stops a woman singing. The door to the library opens, and Inara, a common-looking maid, comes out and hurries to open the front door. Clavides, a handsome man in Imperial garb, stands there. Inara, good evening to you, Sergio. Clavides, good evening. Is your master at home? Inara, no, Sergio, it's only me here. My master, Sadura Kenna Talvani Hordhath Xyr, is at his winter estate. Is there something I can do for you? Clavides, possibly. Would you mind if I came in? Inara, not at all, Sergio. Please, may I offer you some flin? Clavides comes into the hall and looks around. Clavides, no, thank you. What's your name? Inara. Inara Sergio. Clavides, Inara, when did your master leave Scath Anud? Inara, more than a fortnight ago. That's why it's only me in the castle, Sergio. All the other servants and slaves who tend to his lordship travel with him. Is there something wrong? Clavides, yes, there is. Do you know an Ashlander by the name of Sol Carifa? Inara, no, Sergio. I know no one by that name. Clavides, then you aren't likely to now. He's dead. He was found a few hours ago dying of frostbite in the Ashlands. He was hysterical, nearly incomprehensible, but among his last words were Castle and Xyr. Inara, dying of frostbite in summertide in the Ashlands? Vivek, that's strange. I suppose it's possible that my master knew this man, but being an Ashlander and my master being of the house of Talvani, well, if you'll pardon me for being flippant, Sergio, I don't think that they would be friends. Clavides, that is your master's library. Would you mind if I looked in? Inara, please, Sergio, go wherever you want. We have nothing to hide. We're loyal Imperial subjects. Clavides, as I hear, are all Talvani. Note, from the playwright, this line should be delivered without sarcasm. Trust the audience to laugh. It never fails, regardless of the politics of the locals. Clavides enters the library and looks over the books. Clavides, the library needs dusting. Inara, yes, Sergio, I was just doing that when you knocked at the door. Clavides, I'm grateful for that. If you had finished, I wouldn't notice a space in dust where a rather large book has recently been removed. Your master is a wizard, it seems. Inara, no, Sergio. I mean, he studies a lot, but he don't cast no spells, if that's what you mean by wizard. He's a Kenna, went to college and everything, you know. Now that I think about it, I know what happened to that book. One of the other Kennas from the college been around yesterday and borrowed a couple of books. He's a friend of the master, so I thought it'd be all fine. Clavides, this Kenna, was his name Warvim? Inara, could have been, I don't remember. Clavides, there is a suspected necromancer at the college named Kenna Warvim that we arrested last night. We don't know what he was doing at the college, but it was for something illegal. That's for certain. Was that the Kenna who borrowed the book? A little fellow, a cripple with a withered leg? Anara, no, Sergio, it weren't the Kenna from yesterday. He was a big fellow who could walk, so I noticed. Clavides, I'm going to have a look around the rest of the house, if you don't mind. Clavides goes up the stairs and delivers the following dialogue from the landing and the rooms above. Anara continues to straighten up the downstairs, moving a high back bench in front of the armor to scrub the floor. Anara, can I ask Sergio what you're looking for? Maybe I could help you. Clavides, are these all the rooms in the castle? No secret passages? Anara, oh Sergio, what would Sidura Kenna Telvanni Horror Xyr want with the secret passages? Clavides, looking at the armor, your master is a big man. Anara, oh Sergio, don't tease, that's giant armor just for decoration. My master slew the giant 10 years ago, and kind of keeps it for a souvenir. Clavides, that's right, I remember hearing something about that when I first took my post here. It was someone named Xyr who killed the giant, but I didn't think the first name was Hordaf. Memory fades, I'm afraid. What was the giant's name? Anara, I'm afraid I don't know, Sergio. Clavides, I do. It was Torfang. I got out of Torfang's shield. Anara, I don't understand, Sergio. Torfang's shield? Clavides runs down the stairs and examines the armor. Clavides, Sol Carifa said something about getting out of Torfang's shield. I thought he was just raving out of his mind. Anara, but he ain't got a shield, Sergio. Clavides pushes the high back bench out of the way, revealing the large mounted shield at the base of the armor. Clavides, yes he does. You covered it up with that bench. Anara, I didn't do it on purpose, Sergio. I was just cleaning. I see that armor every day, Sergio, and Pavek, I swear I ain't never noticed that shield before. Clavides, it's fine, Anara, I believe you. Clavides pushes on the shield and it pulls back to reveal a tunnel down. Clavides, it appears that Sidura Kenna Telvanni Horror Xyr does have a need for a secret passage. Could you get me a torch? Anara, Vivek, I ain't never seen that before. Anara takes a torch from the wall and hands it to Clavides. Clavides enters the tunnel. Clavides, wait here. Anara watches Clavides disappear down the tunnel. She appears agitated and finally runs for the front door. When she opens it, Olus, an Argonian lieutenant in the Imperial Guard, is standing at the entrance. She screams. Olus, I'm sorry to frighten you. Anara, not now. Go away. Olus, I'm afraid the captain wouldn't like that, miss. Anara, you're with the captain? Blessed mother. Clavides comes out of the tunnel white-faced. It takes him a few moments to speak. Olus, Captain, what's down there? Clavides to Anara, did you know your master's a necromancer, that your cellar is filled with bodies? Anara faints. Olus carries her to the bench and lays her down. Olus, let me see, Sergio. Clavides, you'll see soon enough. We're going to need every soldier from the post here to cart away all the corpses. Olus, I've seen enough battles, but I've never seen anything like this. No two are alike. Khajiit, Slode, Dunmer, Cyrodiil, Breton, Nord, burned alive, poisoned, electrified, melted, torn apart, turned inside out, ripped to shreds, and sewn back together. You think the Ashlander escaped, that's what happened? Clavides, I don't know. Why would someone do something like this, Olus? There's a knock on the door. Clavides answers it. A young Argonian woman, Zolassa, is standing holding a package and a letter. Zolassa, good morning. You're not Lord Xyr, are you? Clavides, no. What do you have there? Zolassa, a letter, and a package I'm supposed to deliver to him. Will he be back shortly? Clavides, I don't believe so. Who gave you the package to deliver? Zolassa, my teacher at the college, Kema Warvim. He has a bad leg, so he asked me to bring these to his lordship. Actually, to tell you the truth, I was supposed to deliver them last night, but I was busy. Olus, greetings, sister. We'll give the package to his lordship when we see him. Zolassa, hail, brothery. I had heard there was a handsome Argonian in Scath Anud. Unfortunately, I promised Kema Warvim that I'd deliver the package directly to his lordship's hands. I'm already late. I can't just... Clavides, we're Imperial Guards, miss. We will take the letter and package. Zolassa reluctantly hands Clavides the letter and the package. She turns to go. Olus, you're at the college. If we need to see you? Zolassa, yes. Fair tidings, brothery. Olus, good night, sister. Clavides opens the package as Zolassa exits. It is a book with many loose sheets. Clavides, it appears we've found the missing book, delivered to our very hands. Clavides begins to read the book silently to himself. Olus, to himself, very pleased. Another Argonian in Scath Anud. And a pretty one at that. I hope we weren't too rude to her. I'm tired of all these women with their smooth, wet skin. It would be wonderful if we could meet when I'm off duty. While Olus talks, he opens the letter and reads it. Olus continued. She looks like she's from the south, like me. You know, Argonians from northern Black Marsh are much less... Olus continues reading, transfixed by the letter. Clavides skips to the back of the book and reads the last sentences. Clavides reading, in black ink. The Khajiit male showed surprisingly little fortitude against a simple lightning spell, but I've had interesting physiological results with a medium-level acid spell cast slowly over several days. In red ink on the margins, yes, I see. Was the acid spell cast uniformly over the entire body of the subject? In black ink, the Nord female was subjected to 16 hours of a frost spell which eventually crystallized her into a state of suspended animation, from which she eventually expired. Not so the Nord male, nor the Ashlander male, who lapsed into their comas much earlier, but then recovered. The Ashlander then tried to escape, but I restrained him. The Nord then had an interesting chemical overreaction to a simple fire spell and expired. See the accompanying illustration. In red ink, yes, I see. The pattern of boils and lesions suggests some sort of internal incineration, perhaps caused by the combination of a short burst of flame following a longer session with frost. It's such a shame I can't come to see the experiment personally, but I compliment you on your excellent notation. In black ink. Thank you for the suggestion about slowly poisoning my maid Anara. The dosages you've suggested have had fascinating results, eroding her memory very subtly. I intend to increase it exponentially and see how long it is before she notices. Speaking of which, it is a pity that I haven't had any Argonian subjects, but the slave traders promised me some healthy specimens in the autumn. I should like to test their metabolism in comparison to elves and humans. It's my theory that a medium-level lightning spell cast in a continuous wave on an Argonian wouldn't be lethal for several hours at least, similar to my results with the Cyrodiilic female and, of course, the giant. In red ink, it'd be a shame to wait until autumn to see. Olis, reading the letter. In red ink, here is your Argonian. Please let me know the results. It's signed Kema Worvin. Clavides, by Kinrith, this isn't necromancy, it's destruction. Kema Worvin and Kenna Telvanni, Horror of Xyr, haven't been experimenting with death, but with the limits of magical torture. Olis, the letter isn't addressed to Kenna Telvanni Horror of Xyr, it's addressed to Sidura Ichala Xyr, his wife, do you think? Clavides, Ichala. That was the Telvanni of the Xyr family who I heard about in connection with the giant slaying. We'd best get the maid out of here, she'll need to go to a healer. Clavides wakes up Anara, she appears disoriented. Anara, what's happening? Who are you? Clavides, don't worry, everything's going to be fine. We're going to take you to a healer. Olis, do you need a coat, Ichala? Anara, thank you. No, I'm not cold. Anara Ichala, stop. Realizing that she's been caught, Clavides and Olis unsheath their blades. Clavides, you have black ink on your fingers, your ladyship. Olis, and when you saw me at the door, you thought I was the Argonian your friend Worvim sent over. That's why you said, not now, go away. Anara Iachella, you're much more observant than Anara. She never did understand what was happening, even when I tripled the poison spell, and she expired in what I observed as considerable agony. That's terrible. Olis, what were you going to use on me, lightning or fire? Lightning, and Anara, lightning. I find fire to be too unpredictable. As she speaks, the flames in the torches extinguish. The stage is utterly dark. There is the sound of a struggle, swords clanging. Suddenly, a bolt of lightning flashes out, and there is silence. From the darkness, Anara Ichala speaks. Anara, fascinating. There are several more flashes of lightning as the curtain closes. The end. I've had that book on me for quite a while.
What say you?
Speaking of Imperial Guard. And anyways, Julian, you actually were mentioned my journal earlier. Some kind of journal. Yes, I do have a journal. I haven't said anything up till now because I guessed it was private, but I admit, I'm curious. What are you writing in there all the time? Yes, it's a journal. I have a lot of things I need to remember. I thought so. I tried keeping one of those once, years ago. I may have even tried writing poems in it. I was that sort of age. The advantage of being the only one around who could read well meant that it was perfectly secret. Really? Can I read it? Ha! No, I mean, I would let you see it if I had it, but I'm pretty sure Mother burned it in one of her Destroy All Julian Stuff days. Anyway, it was really boring, as in 10 days of a row of got up, went fishing, gathered wickweed, went to bed. At best, you might find some angst-laden whinging about whatever Shani and I were fighting about that week. You said I had poetry. I'm not sure anything in there would qualify as poetry. I do not have an artistic bone in my body. They were completely terrible, and I knew it at the time, too. In fact, I think I burned them all myself. Enough about my journal. What do you write in yours? Do you write about me? Sometimes. So, can I read it? Sure, read whatever you want here. I can? Really? Thanks. He takes my journal and leafs through it, reading pages at random. Oh god, it's this bit about when we met. I forgot just how incredibly rude to you I was. Why in oblivion did you help me, when I was being such a bastard? I wouldn't have helped me. Thank Azura, you're a nicer person than I am. Luckily for you. Yeah, gods. I don't want to remember that time. I was really in a bad state. No excuse for how I treated you, though. Turning the pages. Oh, look, it's when we found the Lost Prophecies. Julan dismissed the Lost Prophecies as a big waste of time. You know, I stand by that. Big bunch of nonsense. All the prophecies. You're Nerevarine because you're making your own fate. You're that sort of person. You think so? Ha, gods, I was a swit. But you were wrong. I wasn't jealous. Terrified, more like. I never wanted to be Nerevar. I just didn't know how to be anything else. Not back then. You do now? I'm getting a few ideas, yes. Flicking backwards. Oh, here's when I found out what you and Caius Koses were really up to, and we fought. Ugh. I thought this was going to be funny, but it's just bad memories of times I don't want to relive, and a person I don't like to remember being. You've changed a lot since then. So have you. I'm glad we're still friends, after everything that could have pushed us apart. I feel the same, Julan. Let's continue on. We need to go... Yes, catch a boat. This is not the way to go. Let's go catch a boat to... Nisus. West of... Cool. There's El Velothi here. It's the tower. I wonder what these Dwemer are doing out here. Hello. When we find Jaesada, we'll make sure he never escapes again. Who? There's a good money for the one who kills him. If you see him, let me know. Who's Jaesada? I don't know. Jaesada, I'm thinking. I don't know. I don't recall. Was he by the one by the Daedric Ruin? I'll take a look over there, thank you. I don't remember. Hey, were you looking for the same person? Hello? Have you seen a runaway slave near here? He goes by the name Jaesada. Oh, yes, that little dirty Khajiit. Better be good at hiding. Have you seen him? I don't know. He may have been by the Daedric Ruin and may not have been. But, he may have left the area, too. No idea where he went. Damn, he's probably halfway to the mainland now. Thanks to know Relvain. It's best to start looking for the next slave on my list, then. Oh, the slave hunters out here. Probably don't have anything to do with the town. Okay. Nyx Hound. Well, at first I didn't know what they wanted him for. I didn't get much sleep. Not very good sleep. Anyways, we have 3 things to do in this area. There's a Dwemer Ruin here. Then there's a Daedric Ruin past it, on maybe the island. I can see it on my other map. And then we have to go down to Nisus and search for somebody that's missing. That was supposed to take a pilgrimage to the Cold Cave. Okay, there's my first target. Now, Mage's Guild. Dwemer Tube from Arkngthunch-Sturdumz. Edwina asked me to retrieve a Dwemer tomb from this place. Edwina thinks Arkngthunch-Sturdumz is west of El Velothi. It's right where I am. I haven't been here. It's a little steep. Slide down the side. Well, for the West Gash, the area isn't that bad. It's nice that Magnus is warming me up a little bit. It's still a little bit of a cool morning. It's the middle of winter. What was this? It's like a guardhouse? Nobody can quite understand the Dwemer. A rat.
I'll see you dead.
Ah, I can see a Dwemer. This looks like the ghost that I was forced to fight inside that place by Balmora.
Die!
Interesting. So if anyone ever wanted to see what a Dwemer actually looked like, they had beards. Beards that would put... Well, I wouldn't say put to shame some Nords. I've seen some Nords with huge beards, but... Beards that, on par with the best the Nords could grow, I guess. For a Mer? That's strange. We're known for having very little, if any, facial hair. Some do. I've seen Altmer with beards. I've seen the occasional Dunmer with beards, but I've never actually had that much luck growing it myself. And I don't know what that means. Maybe I'm just pure blood. A lot of people are mixed, more than they think. That's what Bretons are. They're mixed. The Durrani elves and the Nedic humans that were living there. Okay, so hopefully no traps, not locked. I'm not as afraid, especially now that there's 3 of us, as I was originally. Take care, you never know how much this machinery might still be working. Yeah, Shani? Tripping over. Ag! Bivek, what's wrong with my feet today? Julian, don't say Bivek, I've told you a million times. What's wrong with saying Bivek? Why not? I can say Bivek if I want to, you can't stop me. Julian, you know why. Why can't you say Bivek? In a sing-song voice, because Bivek is a corruption of by Vivek, implying faith in the false gods of the Tribunal Temple. And I don't care. It's a fun word to say. I like the way it makes my lips vibrate. Bivek, Bivek, Bivek. Julian, it's not too late to send her back home. Snow railway. There's one right there. I'm out of arrows. Those arrows I was picking up that Shani was shooting. Frost arrows. How that would work on mechanical. Nice. Kills them immediately. I'm gonna take a few scrap metal. People said that they need it. You can melt it down and reuse it. See if Julian will carry it. Okay, we're just looking for a Dwemer tube. A little one, like maybe my finger length. Thickness, maybe a little bit thicker than my finger. This place doesn't give as bad as a feeling as I had when I went for that first Dwemer Ruin. Ooh, there's a Dwemer ghost. It's dead. Whoa. Bright. So bright it almost blinded me. A dwarven robe. I wonder if I'll find a Dwemer tube here. Mug, bowl, lots of Dwemer points. Definitely take that. Take all this. Take this. Hey, that's it for scrap metal. I don't need any more. Is that 5 pieces? Where did I put it in my pack? 5 pieces. That's good enough. It's heavy. Whoa. Julian. Can you please take this scrap metal for me? Well, yeah. All of it. Thanks. It's heavy. Real heavy. Yeah, I don't say Bivek. I know people have said that. My mother basically used to say that. Oh, I do need some glass. Raw glass. For Shani. If I can get her some arms. No, shoulders. Shoulder pads. One of these big, thick ones. Takes a lot of punishment. Yep, Mother Vase used to say Bivek. I'll never forget that, and that's one of the reasons why I don't like saying it. Dwemer 2, advanced Dwemer relic whose purpose has been lost to time. Okay, this one's way bigger than my finger. 3 times as long. Well, 3 times as thick. That's it. We're done. Now we have to go to the Daedric Ruin behind here. This was really easy. Not even hard to get around here. The first Dwemer Ruin I went in, it was confusing. I got turn around. Let's go see if we can't see it from here. It should be to the west, off on an island. There it is. Target practice. Shooting ice arrows now. Strange. Shani, you make a funny voice. Like you're angry. I think there's Ashlanders down here. Stay still. Ah. It is strange to have Ashlanders say Bivek. Where'd they go? You don't need to attack me.
This is going to be fun.
Well, at least I haven't lost the body in the grass this time. I never have any coin on it. Another one. That looks blighted.
You don't deserve to
Oh,
live.
it's still alive. I have to repair my bow. Oh, I'm out of hammers. Shannon,
Go ahead.
you have my hammers. I'll just use up these. Oh, it's heavy. It's really heavy. Apprentice armor hammers. You blend in with the rocks. I don't have anything personally against the tribunal. The gods themselves. Somebody lives here?
You don't deserve
Who would
to
live here? I don't have anything against them myself. They have protected Morrowind, but they've also been living a lie. That lie, they're actually people in the Tribunal Temple are persecuting people and killing them over it. Actually, this arrow shouldn't be that effective considering it's a frost arrow. Using it against a frost Atronach. Okay, so I see a Jamora in there, and there's got to be others ready for a fight. Where'd it go? There it comes.
You don't deserve to live.
You're not even gonna make it to me. That's one dead Dremora. Let's try to find the entrance.